All right, last video of Math 8, and it is interpreting lines of best fit. And also we're going to talk about two-way tables. Not too bad. So interpreting slope and y-intercept for linear models. Very important. We don't want to be able to find the slope and the y-intercept and have no idea what they actually mean, right? So let's just write down slope is an average rate of change. And the y-intercept is a starting, or in other words, initial value. That's what they are. Okay, so let's read this and see what we can figure out. Surya gave each member of his family a different playlist of random songs to listen to and asked them to rank the song between 0 to 10. He compared his family's rankings with the release year of each song and created the following scatter plot. The fitted line has a slope of negative 0.096. What is the best interpretation of the slope? Okay, so it's a negative slope, and the y-axis is a rating, 10 being good, 1 being not very good. And what is the ask them to rank the songs? Okay, so we can see that his family, they liked the older songs, and as the songs got newer, they did not rank them as highly. You see? And so the slope also, we should say, is the change in y for every one change in x. So the number is how much the y value is changing every time x changes by 1. So every 1 year, the ranking goes down a little bit. It goes down by 0.096. So on average, every 1 year increase is a decrease in the score. Associated, what's the difference here between these two? 1 year increase was associated with a point change in the score. Point change in the score. All right, so the fitted line has a y-intercept, an initial value of 23. And so even without reading the situation, I don't even need to read it, I understand it. Hours spent playing video games and hours spent doing homework. So that stands to reason. The more time you spend playing video games, the less time you spend on your homework, right? And 23 is the y-intercept. So if you spend 23 hours on your homework, how many hours are spent on video games? 0. The model indicates that a student who spends 0 hours on video games will spend 23 hours on homework. Yes. All right, so this is a really good one to do. And so we did a slope example, a y-intercept example. So go ahead and try that one. Quiz 2 is just doing some interleaved practice on lines of best fit, but you have all the tools. So now you just want to put them together. Choose which line fits the data below. Where's the data? Oh my, this data is all over the place. What data? None of the lines fit the data. The data is terrible. But, oh yeah, and this one is just like what we just did. So go ahead and try that one, post in the organizer. But now let's talk about two-way tables. Two-way tables are something you could definitely see out there in the real world. And you want to understand what a table is saying. All right, so researchers surveyed recent graduates of 2 different universities about their income. The following two-way tables display data for the sample of graduates who responded to the survey. How many graduates in the sample had an income of 40,000 and over? So 40,000 and over is the last row. How many graduates in the sample? So 35 from University A and 37 from University B. In a two-way table, we generally add some total columns. So total column here and then there's going to be a total column here, and then there's a grand total that goes right here. So you may find it helpful to add these total rows. And so all we got to do to get the totals is add across and add down. So 35 plus 37, that's the answer to our question. But let's use this to give a more general idea. 35 plus 40, 75. So if I add all those together, I would get the grand total, 153 plus 72, 300. 300 participants in the survey. And then we can add down to 35 plus 90 plus 35 is 160. And then I know without calculating this has to be 140 because they add up to 300. Yeah. All right, so how many graduates had 40,000 over? That would be 72. Okay, how many females respond to the survey? So we just add up all the females. 12 plus 32 plus 8, 52. And so on. Now the last one for this week is the geometry unit test. Now you can see it's a longer one. And remember that interleaved practice means that we bring previous work that we've done this year up again, where there are multiple problems that look similar but have different strategies to solve them. Bringing it up again is actually spaced practice, and it's interleaved. So do your best on this one, and you will remember the geometry you learned is here for a long time, which is good because it'll make you more successful in high school when you take geometry. All right. And so that's all the videos for this year because there's not going to be a video for this one. It's all interleaved practice. I'm going to put the machine learning math video there. And we're done with Math 8. Yay!